That's totally radical!
Totally tubular!
Dude!
Hey everybody, I wanted to make this video for so long. Excuse my different sounding voice. I've been trying out this song making software and it uh along with other things has caused my voice to be altered somewhat. Don't worry, you're not listening to an AI projection of myself. I actually am actually trying to give up my asthma medication, excessive smoking, because we got to get into it. We got to get into the fact of why am I making this video for. Well, day after day, it appears that the quicksand that Hasan has basically leapt into, he hasn't stepped into it, he's jumped into it. And I think he did it unknowing how dire the situation was. So he thought to himself that he can become relevant on the internet with the help of his family and obvious ties to mainstream media and yeah, they don't even want anything to do with him anymore. It's this weird realization that the domino effects of trying to come after somebody like MorePegasus is I was actually gonna call this video the domino effects and talk about all these different types of whatever, but I'm like, nah, I gotta give MorePegasus his due respects because more sexy Pegasus just destroyed Hasan, his whole team. He's throwing out the sue word. He's gonna take everybody to court and shit. He wanted to take some guy on CNN of all places, or was it Fox News? I don't fucking care. Some major news network, and he wanted to sue him. And I'm just like, wow, it's the life that you live when you have nothing else to live for other than to vicariously live through other people. And all those disgusting ass photos, you see him with Mamdani, you see him with all these other Democrats and shit. I'm getting a lot of videos on my feed of these fucking Democrats trying to tarnish the right wing and say that Trump and Tate are involved with each other, they coincide with one another. It's think about it like this. Tate was nothing more than a pawn for the Republican Party. They got the votes out of him and they wiped their ass with him, and he's now rotting in prison for God knows how long. In fact, again, according to Trapmore Ross, it's 20 years, and now even more details are coming out. It might be more than 20 years. I think the limitation on how long you could go into UK jail is something like 30, 40 years. I could be wrong about that. He's going to be there for most of his natural last life. Holy fuck, I didn't even realize it. He's already 30. No, he's already 40, right? I'm 41, so he's 40. And he's going to be rotting in jail for the next at least 20. So by the time he gets out, does it even matter that he has all these cars? Does it even matter that he has all this money? And I'm actually going to take that as an extension. Does it actually matter that any of these fucking losers have money? You know what I mean? In the beginning, when I was growing up, I was so jealous. Oh my God, I gotta get the fast cars because that's what's gonna make girls like me. And I gotta have nice things. And I do have nice things, right? But you kind of get the feeling that possessions are one of those things that you never get happy with them. And no matter what, you have to get more of them. So in the case of Hassan, he can't be happy with himself. He has to constantly reinvent himself from being the Chad to the soy boy Democrat to now this guy who wears suits. I actually did not watch because I'm just getting tired of it. I didn't watch Shoe on Head's response to Hassan the second time around. It's funny that I chose Mech Warrior for this part of the video because he got absolutely utterly destroyed, and it's kind of crazy how easily he can be felted by Shoe on Head by an actual girl who for all intents and purposes would be on his side, but isn't because he's insufferable, and so is his kind, his people, his stuff, right? I love how the domino effect basically comes for everyone, right? So you have like these people who are anti-Canadian and are purposely throwing garbage to Punjabis, to Pakistanis, and like they had, I think, at their day of independence a day or two ago. I was just like flaming them on constantly on like Instagram like comments and shit because it's like, yo, that grooming gang shit ain't going away. I'm not gonna stop with that. I don't think anybody should stop with that because guess what happened at their fucking Independence Day celebration? So there's this place called Ridgeway Plaza. I don't know, it's like famous in Brampton for, dropouts and like, just like fucking losers to like gather there, mostly guys and shit. And happy Pakistan Independence Day. So guess what happened? And I don't know necessarily if it happened in Canada, but most likely it did. But they just started throwing shit at each other and started throwing hands at each other. No, my bad. They threw garbage in Canada, so they were throwing fucking garbage and shit in Canada. Not like the Indian Independence Day was any different. Although it could be propaganda because they were showing me this one on Instagram. And I'm like, how is this supposed to be Canada? This looks straight up like India. I don't see a single white dude. But yo, places in Brampton be like that, man. You see like a white guy, he's like an endangered species. Like, oh, look, it's the Caucasian. What? Oh, fuck it, it's just some Caucasian dude up in Brampton. It's just like some like rare sighting, like seeing the dodo bird, or seeing, like an ancient dinosaur. A thawed out woolly mammoth, and like just like clockwork. And at first, I actually didn't want to talk about it, but then I'm like, okay, you guys want to celebrate your independence? How are you guys gonna celebrate your independence? And man is still, just like I said, probably at the 100th time mark. For the 100th time, these Pakistanis, these Punjabis, they get these taxi cab, Uber driver, like rideshare, whatever, right? And sexually assault, obviously. I don't know what else, right? And the guy's like 44, so he's like, what is that? 2 years younger than my older brother. See, like how old he is. It's so like, why do guys never exercise and like they look fucking weird and shit naturally? And it's like, what do you expect, man? Rape is the only way you can ever have sex. Or probably, I don't know, like you probably just like grope them or some shit like that. Something that's like, very common in Pakistan, very common in Punjab, they're common in the regions where women are for sale. Like I literally started scrolling down on Instagram and I have to fucking stop Instagram now because one, I gotta start worrying about my own career, my own shit now. Specifically because Grand Theft Auto is going to be like one of the biggest releases, and it's going to push people to get these next gen consoles. And we don't even know, like I don't even know, if they're going to have a Steam release down the road. I don't think PC's in the books for them because they just don't want the game to be hacked. They don't want the game to be stolen. They don't want the game to be pirated. And even though that is going to be an inevitability down the road, like this is one of those games where you never really heard of this before. Like I could be wrong, but to my knowledge, $2 billion is probably the most any company has put into developing a video game. To my knowledge, right? So back to more Pegasus. I have a habit of talking about like a bunch of other shit that like whatever, right? So more Pegasus has these. The entire Hasan crew felt it, not just Hasan, but female Hasan, aka Denims, fucking the boy-looking girl. And I joked about like him hooking up with Denims, but I think like she took that shit seriously, and it's like she going all out for the more Pegasus, the more sexy, sexy Pegasus. Because it's like, when you're dealing with like a face that looks like that, anything that like looks better than you is an upgrade. And like, I'm not trying to diss more Pegasus, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you get the feeling that these dominoes have been falling the entire time, from like the surface to the bottom of Bikini Bottom, all the bubbles and the suds, all these predators try to like get their hands on that Krabby Patty, but sorry, there's only one more Pegasus. They even say, right? Like I hinted at this. More Pegasus, with the way he's like conducting himself, is probably going to be the next. Asmongold, right? When Asmongold steps down, I just don't see another person with as much notoriety and much fame as likable. You know, like it's kind of trippy how like Tectone is still around and like nobody just likes this guy, fucking bald ass loser, hanging on like fucking Asmongold's nuts and shit. And like again, none of his like bullshit is my business, but like when guys do like things to girls and it's like questionable, even if like there's a lie or whatever around it, like I just feel uncomfortable and I don't want to associate myself with people like that. And then like the way he conducts himself, it's like he doesn't necessarily feel as if like and like I'm gonna get a lot of hate from saying this, but like I think that ugly guys should be with ugly girls, and that's it. Okay. Asmund Gold's with that really attractive East Asian, like Tifa looking hottie. You know, like it's just the way the world is. Like Hassan's gonna wind up with a guy or a dude or something. Like if he doesn't settle down with Terra Lorenz, whoever the fuck, all these fucking losers and shit. And he's always like, cozying up to the LGBT, which he has to answer for it one day. Like his Muslim homies are gonna press him for that shit, but we're finding out. Like off my feed, I just saw like a bunch of like Punjabi and Pakistani guys celebrating the independence of their country and throwing on some makeup and shit. And again, like there's nothing technically wrong with that. Like I do it. But you have an entire culture that bashes and chastises people who partake in that, but then you ultimately ignore the internal aspect of your homosexuality. And yeah, that's like I think like MorePegasus has literally brought that out from Hassan and his like detractors. Well, not his detractors. His MorePegasus's detractors, Hassan's allies, his friends and shit. Just I don't know, like for everybody from what's his name, that Greek guy Stavros, who's insulting not regular fucking Asmund Gold for some reason. I'm like, dude, the fuck? And then Asmund Gold's girlfriend comes out and just disses him. It doesn't even diss him. She just says, generally speaking, like nobody cares what fat people think. Dude, shut the fuck up, you dumb fatty. Oh man, the more Pegasus dominoes and shit that just like caused all this like mayhem and the ripple effects of it. Daily like constantly causing Hassan to lose his shit, putting these guys on blast. Like I can't help but think that it wasn't just Asmongold, but also more Pegasus and maybe some of the young bloods like a Cheeto, Sensitive Society, that like literally destroyed the entirety of this like corporate culture embedded into the internet. Like these people who will like sing the praises of CNN and politicians that like what? How you doing, kids? Like, yo, you know who Hassan is? Hassan is that guy from that meme where he's like he has a skateboard and his cap pulled backwards and he's all grayed out and everything. Yo, the man is going like literally overtime. Like I wouldn't put it by me that this guy has a subscription to Rogaine. A subscription. Yo, you gotta refill your fucking Rogaine bottle. You gotta keep it crisp, man. You can't let the girls see your ghost white hairs. You still got it, right? You still got it, and you could tell that like from the time that he grew out his mustache to now, and I don't know what exactly caused him to shave it, like clean shave it off. Maybe because he realized that like he was just larping as a man, and he was always gonna be a bitch. So he shaves it off, and he looks even worse. We're better off leaving it on. And then like I don't know, for some reason it just shifted. Like the whole dynamic of Hassan being, this guy who pretends not to care has changed into not only does he care too much, but he can't shut up about how much he cares. And again, like his career's over. Like people are gonna milk him. And again, like this is my personal like opinion. Don't take my advice. If you're making money off of this guy and his misery, keep on doing that because what I'm about to say doesn't apply to you. This guy's career's over. Hassan's like he's gonna lose again because the Democrats are one of the least popular like electoral parties in America. Like, man's got to come down to Canada and live here because it's like the fucking overdrive that the Democrats, or we call them liberals here, are going to, like, overthrow the fucking government, basically. They're saying the conservative candidate, it doesn't have, like, a good chance of winning, and, like, his party is, like, turning against them, according to the liberals. And mind you, the liberals were constantly letting out these, like, repeat offenders, which ultimately killed a lot of people. So I don't know what the fuck. But then again, the Canadian population is fucking retarded anyway. They're gonna vote these people in, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, elbows up, and so am I. I'm gonna have my elbows up when I have two suitcases, go on the airplane, elbows up, fucking retards, and I'm out. I mean, it'll take time. Don't get me wrong. I'm not pretending that like I could just like up and leave Canada, and it's like this place I've been living 40 plus years and shit. But I've been dabbling in this song making software. I've been testing out like various methods and stuff. I'm inspired by the man, the living legend. That's right, SpongeBob, aka MorePegasus. And you see, like, a guy who has this kind of work ethic. Like, I spoke about ethic in, like, my Instagram post, right? But to be brief, like, I got to increase my work ethic to be more studious, to be more like these guys. Because, like, you just see me slacking, playing video games, recording footage, yada, 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 right? And I still have to beat Ghost of Yotei. I still have to beat Neo 3, which is, I'm gonna make that my, daily habit up until like the DLC release. I'm so behind. I'm gonna like pull some all nighters. I asked my friends to help me. They said, yeah, cool, cool. What else? Risk of Rain's coming out DLC. I don't care about Halo. I want this new game, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's just for friends that come over and want to play, and they want to play a two-player game. It has good graphics, and I managed to get split screen working. two separate Xbox accounts. And there's no multiplayer. Fun times, fun times. It's kind of like, the shocking realization that, one thing leads to another, right? And in the case of this video, talking about MorePegasus and not me whatsoever, or any. I have a fucking bad habit of, like, constantly getting off topic, but I think I've pretty much said everything there needs to be said about MorePegasus, and maybe I'm leaving a lot of shit out. Oh yeah, by the way, Hassan wants to take us to court. I think I said that already, but like him specifically, like taking him to court, talking about the Singaporean government, like because they like do public lashes, I guess, to get him beat and stuff. And like obviously this could be just tongue-in-cheek fun to like whatever play to his crowd, but like ask yourself like how much of a fucking pathetic loser do you have to be, right? A person 10 years younger than you, and you gotta like throughout these so-called whatevers, right? Because you could argue that yeah, he's making a lot of videos about you and he's on your dick, whatever, right? But then you gotta argue, but like his counter argument would be like, yeah, but you're fucking stupid, man. Like literally fucking stupid. Like you say stupid shit, you shock your dog, you're on mainstream news, like the news that supported you. That's actually the most fucked up aspect of it. Like, this is these news stations that have Hassan's back, like what was it, GQ magazine or whatever. They're showing all this like gay ass shit from Hassan, like him in a bathtub and shit. Ah, him and her mom's calling you gay and shit. You like turn around like, yo, mom, stop embarrassing me. At least he's keeping his shirt on. Fucking retard. I think it's like, it's a snapback for you saying like you want to kill up all those landlords and shit. Your mom just like, what? You fucking fat ass. I fed you. I held you in my belly for 9 months. I fed you You like literally like chewing my fucking fingers and shit, you hungry ass fat bastard and shit. We tried so many times to make you lose the weight. Hiding the snacks. You get angry. You joined a terrorist group because we hid your snacks. Yo, that's the story of the song, like the hidden tech that nobody knew about. See, it took like MorePegasus to get him felted, and then for him to like Hassan to bring up his mom. Mom, stop talking about me. Don't tell people I used to be fat. No.